Hello, Rise listeners. I'm back yet again with another episode. Thank you for tuning in. And today we'll be talking about the power of mentoring. What is mentorship? How do you do it? I have come to realize that mentoring or being in a mentoring relationship with someone is one of the greatest decisions that I ever did in my life. So I won't waste any time and we're gonna get into the episode. I think today's episode is going to be dealing with this aspect of mentoring and how can one actually do it, do it well, and what we can actually, learn from it and how we can actually better ourselves from it. So whether you're looking into a new job, whether you have a business idea, whether you're trying to improve your craft, in anything, I think mentoring can help you. It takes you a level or one notch higher because you have someone, a dedicated person, who is constantly checking up on you, who is constantly advising you on different things. Looking back, I think my first ever mentor was my uncle, and my uncle has since passed on. He was a lawyer, and we kept on exchanging books, because it first started with history. He would give me books and I would read the books, and we'd talk about it, we'd talk about politics, we'd talk about law, and that's how it started. Unfortunately, he didn't live up to see how far I've grown from those days. I don't think I was even in high school then, but he was very critical in my growth and in believing myself. And I think it's very important for us to know that when you have a mentor can really help you in terms of your growth, in terms of what you want out of life. Sometimes we doubt ourselves. Sometimes we are so scared to do things because we're scared of validation. Will people validate us in what we're doing? We're scared of being novices, being inexperienced, so we don't want to try new things, or we're just scared of what people are going to say about us doing this, or we're scared of messing up, making mistakes, because we want to be in this perfect world, and we're not in a perfect world. We are in an imperfect world, so we always strive to, make something that we're not, and it's very important for you to have a mentor, someone who's going to push you, who's going to be like, no, do this, try this out, because sometimes you can let opportunities pass by and we are not even, like, it really gets me because sometimes you can let an opportunity, like a great opportunity, slip because you've doubted yourself. Even when we have challenges, challenges in dealing with people, challenges at work, challenges in our businesses, and all the craft and all the projects that one can do. It's very important for you to have a mentor, someone who is actually going to help you in navigating through those conflicts and those issues that might arise from these different things that we're into and that we're doing. And I think it's very important for us to know that having a mentor, you don't have to have a mentor that is aligned to your line of work. Like, you can have a mentor who is in a different field. You can have a mentor that is not doing what you're doing. That's completely fine. The objective of having a mentor is to have someone more senior, sometimes younger, that will look into what you're doing, that will be your guiding hand. And sometimes a mentor will tell you that, look, you don't have to listen to me about this particular thing, but this is what I think you should do, And I only learned this year with my mentor, an amazing guy, who is my mentor right now. And he's very amazing. My mentor's amazing, guys. I learned this year that in a mentoring relationship, it's a two-way street. So in as much as I come in or you come in as the mentee, you also have something equal to contribute in that relationship. And it has helped me so much, and also reinforced, or, sometimes you might be scared to approach a certain mentor or someone who's potentially going to be your mentor, and you're like, but am I worthy of having such a person as my mentor? So it's you must know that it's a two-way street. In as much as you're learning from them and you're taking things from them, they're also trying to understand the world through you, because you are young, you are lively, you come with energy and stuff like that. So it's very important for you that when you are looking for a mentor, like, you really look for someone who is going to align with the things that you want. And I'm gonna like add some insight a bit in my journey with a mentor. I have many mentors, but there's this specific one who I'm not going to name because I didn't talk to him about naming him on the podcast. But I see myself as, you know, a 21st century lawyer. Yeah, I received my lawyer soon. And, you know, being a creator and also into law, I was like, I wanted a different perspective. I didn't want anyone who's gonna be like, don't do this podcast thing, don't do this content creation thing, you know, because I believe that you can do both. You can do whatever you want, guys. It's your life, you know, as long as it's within the bounds of law, I think. And I meant that wait, I didn't mean that in the sense, yeah, as long as you don't do anything unlawful, but you can do anything that you want to do. And so I came with this guy with that in mind, saying that, okay, I need someone who's going to complement me and what I stand for and what I want out of my career, what I want out of my life, you know. So you look at those things when you're looking at a mentor. You don't just look at, let's say, maybe how much money they make, you know, but you have to look at, okay, what have they achieved professionally, and in a sense also look at, you know, whether they have a family, are they a parent, and that, because that also adds on to the overall picture of, you know, mentoring, you know. And I've had people people younger than me, who've approached me for mentoring, you know. And at first when it happened, it really shocked me. I was like, why me? I'm still trying to figure this out, you know. So it will also happen that there will come a time where you are also approached for mentoring. But let me not move away from what I really want to talk about, which is having a mentor, how to get one. And I think the first thing that you can do when you want to have a mentor is to reach out. And platforms like LinkedIn, they're very great at helping us, you know, facilitate those discussions, you know, by DMing someone, by following them, looking at what they're into, what they're doing professionally, you know. It's an amazing thing. And then, so you can do that, send an email, be professional, and tell the person, look, I've done homework on you, and this is what I think, your work is amazing, you know. Tell them all the nice things, and then tell them that you would like to have a virtual coffee, or you would like to, you know, speak to them. And don't write something long. Some people say that it's good, just you shouldn't tell them at first that you want them to be your mentor. But I don't agree with that. I think you need to tell someone if you want them to be your mentor, and you just need to be clear with it from get-go. If they do have an interest in you and they're willing to help you, they will. If they don't, it's not the end of the world, you know. There are people that I've approached and the message would just be read, you know. It's part of life, it happens. And then when you've secured that, say, virtual chat or that meeting or that lunch, you then speak to them, you try and maintain, you water the garden. You don't just stop and maybe speak after, I don't know how long, but you need to be intentional about nurturing the mentoring relationship. You need to be able to facilitate. I should actually set a meeting with my mentor now that I speak about it, because I haven't met him in a while. So you need to facilitate that, and you can do that in different ways. Like the first way you can do that is you speak, depending on which platform you guys are communicating on. You send an email or you send a WhatsApp. Share things, like share an article, share a book, ask them about something, but always try and maintain contact. I always do this. I do it on a bi-weekly basis, every 2 weeks, trying to touch base with my mentor, ask questions, and things like that. And it then builds from there, because you can't, in as much as it is professional, right? You can't be quiet, because then sometimes you won't be able to see your mentor. Sometimes you'll have to cancel a meeting. So imagine if you meet them every 3 months, yet you only spoke at the last meeting. It's not going to be great for you to do it that way. So it's very important for you to nurture that relationship and speak to them, And I think in the mentoring journey, with the mentor, in as much as they are your mentor, you need to equally understand your role as a mentee. And I think we don't look at that, And when we're identifying our mentors, we need to understand, we need to find someone that will align to what we want out of life. Look at that person that you want as a mentor, and look at what they are doing, look at what they're into, It's very important that you need to approach a great mentor, and you need to speak to them about the prospect of having a mentoring relationship. And I'm reinforcing these things because I think it's quite important for us to identify, the right people who are going to lead us. You must identify someone who is not going to bring you down, but someone who's going to help you go up. And I've had mentors that I've cut off because I was like, okay, I sense a bit of negativity, and sometimes I think realism and being negative is much conflated, and you need to then be careful of that. You need to be careful. Sometimes some advice won't come off as being advice, but rather negative criticism, and you need to be wary of that trap of getting into that, and for me it's things like, you can't do it, no one has ever done it, you can't tell me I can't do it, like, have you done it, so you need to look at those things. And optimism also plays a part. You can't be with someone who's always negative about things. You need some optimism, especially when it comes to growth and wanting to elevate yourself and improve yourself and become better at what you do. You need to be optimistic about it. And it won't help having a mentor who is now negative about things that you have to do, So it's important for us to talk about how mentoring has helped shape people's lives. In my case, it really helped me, and I started at a young age. I didn't know that it was mentoring then, but then I went through university, and I had a mentor, or I still have a mentor, same mentor that I have since university, and that guy has also been quite instrumental in what I do today, because I saw from him, and he was very intentional about sending things, scheduling calls, so sometimes in a mentoring relationship you don't even have to try that much, because that person is equally on board with you in trying to facilitate the relationship. I had this guy as my mentor for 3 years. I didn't see him for that 3 years. Every time I was supposed to meet, something would happen, and I only met him this year. So, with constant communication, I'm not saying be annoying, but with constant communication, from time to time, and talking and things like that, and exchanging, ideas. He would send me judgments, and I would also send him judgments. I would ask him about certain, argumentative point and things like that. It's very important. So he really played a very vital part of my career, in terms of how do I draft things, how do I present, he was there, and it's such things that we have to look at, and we're like, okay, how do I best benefit from this, and taking on that, because I was quite amazed. This guy is so busy, so invested in what he's doing. When does he find the time to speak to me? So it's quite important for us to understand that if you are intentional about finding a mentor, you'll get disappointed, I know, but you need to keep on trying, and you will find that person that will totally complement you and what you have to do, what you set out to do in your career. It's going to happen. Don't worry about that. And one example that stands out for me is with one of my mentees. I had a specific mentee who, after several months of working, they were like promoted to a leadership position within a student body, and they told me that without mentorship they would have never had the courage to stand for that position. And when you are in such positions, it shows that the role of mentorship and the role of having a mentor can unlock your potential. Because sometimes you speak to someone and you see that this person does not have the confidence, this person does not believe that they can do it. And sometimes it's not even about the technicalities, it's just two things. So with someone telling you that, look, you can do it. The second thing is that person actually pushing you to do it. And that's all that one. So you then realize that, look, we have all the knowledge, we have all the technical things, but we just need someone to bounce those ideas off. We need someone who is going to listen to us. We need someone who's going to tell us their views, having been, experienced and all of that. So it's important for us to have those things. And I think it's important that when we have these chats with our mentors, we don't just speak, but we also listen attentively, because there's so much knowledge and gems that you can take from a mentorship, from a mentor that is, out of this life, because they've done it, so they're going to guide you. You're not going to repeat mistakes that they've done. It's going to boost your confidence booster. Sorry. So it's things like that, and I think it's important that you need to find someone that's going to complement you. And as we wrap up this episode, I think the impact of mentorship on your career, on your business, on your craft is something that is out of this world. Like, you need to understand how important it is, how many doors it can unlock, how many opportunities it can unlock in your life. And I urge you that if you don't have one, start looking for one. If you want to talk about this more, like, email me. I'm available on, I think, all social media. And let's talk about how you can best effect a mentorship relationship with someone that you potentially see as a mentor. And let's help each other in cultivating such relationships, because I think it's very important for you that, we can't be lone wolves. We belong in packs. We can't be islands. We need to collaborate. We need to assist each other to rise. And that's why we're here. We're here to assist each other to rise. And I think a few tips to maximize, the impact of mentorship we have to stay open-minded. You cannot think in a box. You need to be open and versatile. And sometimes your mentor may offer you advice that seems difficult, right? But be willing to stretch out, be willing to open yourself to new things. You must be adaptable to the change and to step out of your comfort zone, because sometimes it's very easy for us to want to be in our comfort zone. And I think in a mentorship relationship, it's also important to have clear goals. Like, you and your mentor need to be clear on what is the objective of this relationship that we're having. What do we want to achieve out of it? What is the time frame? What are the objects that we want to achieve from it? When we have our debrief session at the end of the year or after 6 months, what do we want to say we have done that has had a positive contribution, that has had a meaningful impact on your life, that you have actually received from that mentorship relationship. So you need to both understand your objectives, and you then need to cultivate a way, work out a way in which you can help each other in improving that and in achieving that. And you need to understand, like I said earlier on, that giving back is important. Mentorship is not a one-way street. Even if you're just starting out, like us, like from uni, trying to navigate the world of work, there's always something that you can contribute. Like, don't hold back because you think that there's nothing that you can contribute. So, and you can do that in various ways. You need to equally tell yourself, okay, now I'm speaking to this person. This person is my mentor, and let me engage. Don't be shy, don't withdraw, but speak to the person so that, it can be easier for the relationship to also improve. And when I'm saying, be free and all of that, you also have to have boundaries in mind, respect, etiquette, because at the end of the day, they're also people. And I think there's also something quite important, because in this journey of professional development, in this journey of personal development, we sometimes tend to want to impose ourselves on people, and we need to equally respect people's time and people's boundaries. So when you go about trying to effect mentoring relationships with people that you want to be as mentors, you need to also have that in mind. Respecting time. If you want to make a call, ask whether you can call. In your demeanor, or in the way you write your messages, via text or via email, you also need to be respectful. And it's quite important, because at the end of the day, we are human beings, and you need to address people as the human beings, and you need to have that human touch. In as much as you want to be professional and you want to get the professional development, but you also should never forget that singabantu, and njengabantu funeka siphathane njengabantu, siphathane kakuhle, So what I was just saying when I said that, I'm saying at the end of the day, we are people, and we need to treat each other well and with respect. So I think mentorship is quite a tricky thing. It's not a tool, right? It's not just a tool. It's an opportunity, and an opportunity that you need to take with both hands. So it's quite important that you should see mentoring as an opportunity to make you grow faster, an opportunity to make fewer mistakes, and to unlock doors that would never been opened if it wasn't for being mentored. So it's quite important that even if you stepping into a new role, you got a new job, or you want to advance yourself in your current job, having the right mentor can make all the difference. It can help you so much in getting that person who is going to mentor you. And I encourage you guys to please get mentors. And we can talk about this. Please do comment on this. Comment, like, share, and subscribe. I will be facilitating more talks on mentoring and in the future, because I think it's something quite broad and quite important in one's career. And I think it's very important for us to understand that in the pursuit of our dreams, in us wanting to get the best out of the things that we want, be it we want to thrive in university, be it we want to get that job, be it we want to get that promotion, be it we want to make executive, we need to understand that we can't do it single man. We can't do it single-handedly. We need someone who's going to help us and who's going to push us, because in this life you are never an island. You always need to function amongst people, and I think it's quite important for us to know and remember that you don't have to do it alone, and a mentor fits in there quite well. But other than that, there's a world of opportunities, and there's a world of mentors who are ready to support you. You are going to find someone who is going to help you, and don't ever forget to go for your dreams, and please support the podcast, and I will see you guys in the next episode. But do enjoy, and please stay safe as the festive season has started. And yeah, see you guys. Peace.